What advice would you give to a future parent, right?
Don't have kids.
That loves. Okay. Wait, oh, no,
That's it.
They're
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. What up? What up? Welcome to the Dad's Got Kicks podcast. I am your host, Esteban Serrano, and this pod I'm joined by three of my favorite sneaker dads. That is Josh, that is Efren, that is my man BBSketch. How y'all doing this evening?
Mighty fine.
Dope, man. We got a super duper special guest. I'm sure if you've clicked on this, then you already know that Chris, aka Nightwing from WearTesters, is on this pod. So we got to get to him with no delaying. But in true Dad's Got Kicks form, I have to share with you guys this story that literally happened to me this afternoon. I get a text message from one of my favorite sneaker lovers in the game. I'm not going to call her name out because the story is a little personal, but I had to share it. So
Spill the tea.
Get a text and she goes, "Hey, I got a real sneakerhead question for you." And I said, "Shoot." And she goes, "Started seeing this guy. I really like him. He's really nice, but he wears mids." I promise to God
That's
that this
fake.
You made it up. You made it up, bro.
I will I will put the screenshots. If you're listening to this, go to YouTube. I will put the screenshots of our conversation. She's like, "Tell me how, like, I can, like, talk to him about this." Like, she wants to have a straight up intervention with this dude because he's a great guy, except he wears mids and she can't go out like that. Now, this girl is like super dope sneaker collector for like decades. Her closet is crazy. She is a true blue sneaker lover, wouldn't be caught dead in no mids. If you guys got that kind of text, what would you respond?
Well, first of all, I feel like just with you saying that, you've either affirmed for a lot of people that mids suck, or you've really offended half of the listeners as well. So I'm not sure what side of the fence we're on here, but either people are really pissed off right now or they're clapping for you. I mean, if I got that text, I'm gonna be honest with her, man. I'm gonna give her real advice. Listen, you can't determine whether or not a man's worth being with just with whether or not he wears mids. That's my advice.
Word.
There are more important things.
No, I agree. Like, to me, I feel like if somebody wears mids, that's a precursor to something else. But at the same time, like, if it doesn't go any further than them wearing the mids, like, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, I do feel like mids will come back around, but for the time being, like, for a style and the way that it hangs on your jeans, like, that's a problem. But like, it shouldn't say nothing about you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't say anything about you as a person, as a man, period. So
She must really like him. Okay.
Right.
She must really like. If she's a collector and she went to you and said that, she must really, really like him enough that she will change him at some point. At some point, he will most likely be influenced by what she likes.
How would you guys feel if you own the mids and your girl came to you and said, "Hey, it's either the mids or me"?
First of all, I would
you
want to
react?
know. I would want to know that I was wearing the wrong stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would want to know that.
Wrong stuff.
If my girl was OG, triple OG sneaker lover, like, knew this, was true to this, not new to this, and I'm over here, you know, thinking I'm doing something and I'm not,
Yeah.
I need to be put on notice that I'm doing it wrong.
bro, I have to say though, my wife, I never thought about buying Nike Adapt shoes until she said, "Babe, you know, I don't ask for much, but I really like these Nike Adapts." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So then I got them for her, And then I was like, you know what? Since I'm at it, let me get me a pair. See
Since
what
I'm at it, let me drop another 400 on
before
you.
you know it, I'm walking around in some like auto lacing super stackers, and I'm like, nah, this ain't me. Like,
when is she gonna? When is she gonna talk then? When is she gonna have to sit down and have this serious chat with him?
Oh, so yeah. So basically, my advice to her was, this is a great opportunity to bond. Like, tell him you want to take him sneaker shopping, and that y'all should go out, and this is something that you're passionate about. This is something that you want to do, and just approach it from that perspective. She thought that was great advice, and she's going to go hang out and go sneaker shopping the next time that they hang out. And that's it. Like Brian nailed it. Like, I feel like women, especially the women that we're interested in, have a lot of influence over what we wear. Our goal really is to impress them at the end of the day. So I feel like she'll win him over and teach him a thing or two about mids and mid culture and let him know, you know what I mean, and elevate the man's game. That's all I'm saying. So
let's not forget, he has now a free pass to buy as many high quality sneakers as he wants, as long as they're together, right? So
super facts,
bro.
They could make a date to the consignment shop.
Yeah.
She'll secretly bring all of his mids,
which will never sell, according to S.
Nah.
They'll be stuck in that shrink wrap forever.
You can't give them away.
Oh man!
But
anyway,
is this
Joe Hebert couldn't sell them?
Oh yeah, there you go. That's right.
Oh, man.
Does he have a big collection?
No, it doesn't look like. She said they hung out a couple times and he wore the same mids.
So it's.
I just don't think he knew. I think he's new to this, not true to this. That's my.
Yeah. Sketch was right. The problems run deeper than mids.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Check his closet. Check the trunk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's got some Jeremy Scotts as well.
Yo, man, why we gotta go there? I got some Jeremy Scotts in my closet. Ain't got no mids though. You understand?
Those are mids with wings, man.
Jeremy Scott.
Those are mids with wings.
Don't try to put those in the same category.
Where's he at right now? Where's Jeremy Scott? What's he doing?
I'm sure right now he's rolling over in a bed full of money.
Yeah. With those plastic chains.
I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. What's Jordan doing right now is hopefully dripping some Visine into his yellow eyeball.
I don't know, but right after this, I'm Googling Jeremy Scott wearing mids, and I'm seeing if the guy's ever worn them.
Those eyeballs are brown, sir.
But that was gonna be the new colorway of a mid. Jordan eyeballs.
He's got the Travis Scott eyeballs.
He's gonna have yellow. They're gonna be yellow and with black swoosh.
The toilet paper game. They'll find something else.
Oh man.
All right, man. Let's get into this guest. All right, let's give a big welcome to an icon in the sneaker world. The shoe tubers, as they call it, all bow down to this man right here, Chris, aka Nightwing, aka WearTesters. I don't know how to refer to you, but thank you so much for gracing us with your presence on our pod. How you living?
That was an intro, man. I don't deserve all of that. Damn. Yeah, bow down to me. Are you sure you got the right dude on here? I don't think that's me, but yeah, no. My name's Chris. Started off on the YouTube thing as Nightwing2303. Made many sites from then, like Nightwing2303.com, kicksoncore.com, WearTesters.com, and that's where we're at now. So yeah, it's been a journey. Been on here since 2009, and we're in 2021 and locked inside. It's been crazy. So,
we just needed more. We needed more sneaker content while we were in lockdown, though. So
that's right.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, the funniest part is that, like, even though I couldn't hoop for most of the year, like our growth was bigger than ever. So I was like, oh wow, that's weird. So but it's cool though, because we got new faces, new friends, new supporters, stuff like that. And That's why I think it's funny that you did that intro, because like there's people being like, "Yo, I didn't even know you was on here." It's like, yeah, man, I've been chilling. You know, like I've been here for a long time, man. But you know, if you're just finding out, what's up?
That's awesome. Now, I grew up around the corner from BBSketch. And so I was kind of forced to be friends with him, but you had a choice. So like how did you link up with Sketch, and you know, how did you guys friendship start and then eventually become like working type of thing?
So I don't remember like how we linked up. I want to say it was through Instagram, and I can't remember if he hit me up first or if I had just seen some of his art, but one of those two things happened. And then I believe he did hit me up afterwards, and we just started talking and stuff. But it could have also been like he maybe asked to like send some art and stuff like that, because that happens too. Like when you have a YouTube channel, people want to send you stuff. So like I can't remember what exactly happened. He might know more than I do, but all I know is that his artwork is incredible, and he's got like this really slick style of like, it looks like almost like graffiti, like, you know what I mean? And I just really like the way that
it's like a 7. It's like a 7.
I know that this isn't the Gas Up BBSketch show, but that fool's artwork is crazy, bro. So
it is.
Did you know that he got to deal with Skechers? You know, you got to deal with Skechers.
BBSketchers, did you hear about this?
We're trying to convince them.
They need some help, man. So, you know, they could use it. But yeah, man, like his whole thing when he drew AI and MJ the cross, like I was like, bro, that's, and the way that he drew the sneakers looked hella cool. Remember those little things that you get at the gas station and the liquor store, the little figures called cholos?
Yes.
Yeah. Like he draws like that, but cooler. You know what I mean? And so like that's what like
accurate.
I was like drawn to that stuff. So and I grew up in the Bay Area, like San Jose area. So like the cholo thing is like, I grew up around all of those people. So, but yeah, so like, I just like the way that was. And then I don't remember again how we did it, but I remember kicking off kicksoffcourt.com. It was supposed to be like a side thing from the Kicks on Court side. So it was supposed to be like lifestyle stuff. And somehow he and I got into a conversation of like, oh, like, why don't you do a segment or whatever? It would be like once a week or once a month, something like that. And he would kill it, dude. And like, I was like, this guy's crazy. So yeah, it was just really cool stuff. He's super creative and I love it.
So the segment was Kicks on Canvas, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep. And so during that time when Chris was dropping reviews, like I would use him like an encyclopedia. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, yo, I need a shoe. Cause at the time I was working at FedEx and I still play basketball, but like now I'm washed. Like I'm like Blake Griffin. Like I had the game of Blake Griffin right now. Like I'll back you down and I'll shoot threes like all day long. But like back then,
I like Blake. I'm not gonna talk no shit about Blake.
Hey, Brooklyn, if they hear this,
man.
they'll sign you, Brian. Yeah. Brooklyn sign everybody.
Bro, I'll pop some threes in the corner, man. Get a couple fouls, get the star player to foul out.
You might be a better version of Blake Griffin right now.
Man.
Oh no!
Ouch!
I gave Blake an assist when we were at the Nike campus for the Jordan 34 thing, so that was like a highlight moment for me. He dished me the ball, and as I'm shooting it, he was already on his way back. And like I was like, damn, that's legit. Luckily, I made that.
Yeah.
That would have looked real bad if
you didn't Nick Young it. You didn't turn around and be like,
no. Yeah, it was a fun moment though. He's a cool guy.
But nah, man. Let me share with Chris, right? He had his following, he was doing a YouTube channel, and I was a fan of his videos, and you know what I'm saying? Like he gave unbiased reviews. So every time I thought about buying a shoe to play basketball in or to, you know what I'm saying, do my route at FedEx, like it was very important for me because I was industrial athlete at the time, right? So like I need
like that
performance
term.
in the shoe.
That's dope.
Yeah, like that's how they train as industrial athletes.
You need to trademark that.
I think they already did, man. I think
oh, okay.
So industrial athlete, I really needed performance shoes. So like with him, I was like, I still wanted to draw and all that stuff. And then once I wanted to get out of the lane of like working a regular 9 to 5, I was like, yo, Chris, this is what I'm doing. Can you help me? Do you have any advice? And he gave me some advice. And then we collaborated on the kicks on canvas. He was gracious enough to, you know what I'm saying, unbox like a package of artwork from me. And you know what I'm saying? Like ever since then, like I swear that Chris has a bot because he likes every single post that I make when it comes to artwork. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how
that's really me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
just copping likes.
Really
yeah, like super supportive.
Don't
like,
disrespect that man by calling him a bot. Okay?
But no, man, like you know that
like, I'll put you if I double tap that shit.
Yeah, bro. So again, like when people have followings, you develop a following and whatnot. Like people act like that they're like they don't know what it's like to try to build a following and try to build you know what I'm saying, like just your brain to a certain extent. And so for Chris, like he was consistent in helping me build the brand of BBSketch when I didn't even know what to do. Like that's rare. So that community that comes from that, like
I need a friend like that. I need a friend that
Oh, I'm over here, Efren.
yeah.
We're not cheap. We're not cheap.
I was gonna say, bro, I like every one of your Instagram posts.
Listen,
Come on.
you said that Esteban was your favorite.
I'm selective.
Sketch, I love what you said about that. The fact that like, you know, guys investing in other guys and just really seeing the talent, calling it out and doing their best to like, you know, help them advance, I think is amazing. We kind of heard like BBSketch's origin story, but Chris, tell us a little bit about like your origin story, especially how you came to have a passion for sneakers and then how you kind of translated that passion into a profession.
Well, I wasn't born lucky with a mother that bought me some AJ1s in '86, man. I wish I did, but you know, I thought, man, your mom is so cool. Like as soon as you said that, I was like, dude, I hope that you let her know every day.
Bro, that was the last. That was the last cool thing she did. She hasn't been cool since. Come on.
At least she did it. At least she did it. So
I love you, mom, if you're listening.
But yeah, no, like I got into basketball around the 6th grade, and it was that same time frame where people started making fun of you for your shoes or whatever. And so I remember going to school, going to hoop, and I got these brand new sneakers. They was like white running shoes, like white and green, and it was called Eagles. And I thought they were cool. And so I get them from Payless because that's where I thought that you bought new shoes from my whole life. And so I get on to the blacktop, they're making fun of me and all of this stuff, and I was just like, what do you mean, man? You know what I mean? But yeah, so like I get there and like I'm just like, what is everybody talking about that my shoes not cool? So I started looking at everybody's shoes. Everybody's got a Nike swoosh on it. And they had the, I think it was called the Air Barrage, with the ones that say air on the sole. Like you could see it in the little peaks of the rubber. And so that was the first time that I started like noticing shoes. And again, I was into basketball, so like I was heavily watching like NBA. I was reading about it, all of this stuff, just getting to know all of these players. And kind of like one thing led into the next, where, well, you need basketball shoes to play basketball. You can't play basketball on Payless shoes, you know. And so so I was constantly, it's like I was begging my mom for some stuff, and she was like, hell no. And so one time she had told me, this is in 7th grade, so it took a year and a half to convince her that if you give me a $40 budget, like, you know what I mean? So she was like, you got $40, do what you need to or whatever, like find a pair of Nikes for 40. I was just like, man. So like we had the paper every Sunday, and in the back there'd be all the cool ads and stuff because of all the sales. And so every Sunday I would look through the paper. Oshman's, who's no longer in business, they had this little splash thing going through clearance sales. They used to say that the sizes that they had left, and there was this black and white pair of Air Flights, and they said size 9 and all that, and I was like, yo, this is it. And it said $40. And so I needed them like right then, so like we rushed over there and we found them. They were in this weird wire bin, like almost like you would put like donation shoes in, and they were tied together. And like I got those things. I thought I was the coolest motherfucker around, dude. Like I finally got some Nikes, dude. So yeah, so I just felt like really cool, and it was never like an option to go back. So like I only got shoes once a year, and I remember just busting like there was no rubber left on the bottom, like you could see the holes. And so yeah, and so I was able to get another pair of Nikes for 8th grade. It was an $80 shoe, so she doubled my budget. and it was the Air Move and Up Tempo, man. And it was like the first shoe that I had with visible air, and that was it for me, dude. Like the air bubble thing always drew me in, and so yeah, so that's kind of like where the passion started, was with basketball first, and then I played throughout high school and stuff, and then I had a kid and stopped playing because I was working multiple jobs, side gigs, hustling, all that stuff.
Yep.
Just to, you know, make ends meet, even selling off my collection and stuff at a couple of points. And so yeah, and then when it finally came time to move back to my home like town area in the Bay, and I'd gotten a job where it was like, oh, I don't need to work 2 jobs. And so I went to go play because I actually had some time to, and I wore my shoes, which were from high school, basically my senior year. And I was looking for some reviews. There weren't none. And, or I mean, there were reviews, but there weren't performance reviews. And so I decided to go to the mall and cop the most expensive shoe just to see what it was like. And it was the newest Air Jordan. They stopped the number thing. So they were they called them by a year, and it was the first one for that. So it's the Jordan 2K9. I hooped in them, and I gave them a performance review, and it was the first performance review on YouTube. And so it's like really weird. And since then, like there's been other people to do it and stuff like that, but I'm still around. I'm still kicking.
Is that video still up? That first one?
Yeah, it's a piece of shit.
You ever go back and watch it? Yeah.
It's I mean, I watched it when it was like my I think I did like a 1,000th upload special, and so like I had done like not really a react, but more of like a recap of like what I've done over the course of my YouTube career. And yeah, and then when I look back at it now, like it's just, I leave it up because like I like seeing, like, if you were to look, we were talking about this off air or whatever, but if you look at my old stuff and then look at the new stuff, it's just like, who was that dude? You know what I mean? And so like, it's just really weird to see like how much you can progress at something if you like put in that work.
So I was gonna ask you, what was the one shoe that set it off? So it was the Up Tempo. It was the Air. Would you say that it was that?
The thing that really set it off for me was my first pair of Jordans. So,
Which
like,
was?
I was already the Jordan 11, the black and red. So like from 8th grade on, this is a really weird story, but I grew up with a single parent, just me and my mom, and then she met my ex stepdad in between those years and all that stuff. And I have like a stepbrother who they're divorced now, but he's still like my brother, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And so all that stuff. But I was at summer camp this one time, and this kid ran by my mom when she was going to pick me up on that, like the Friday or whatever they go and get you. And she yanked him over to the side. She was this older kid, and she asked him what his name was, and like being like, yo, is your name Corey? And like he was just like, yeah. And then she was like, dude, this is your little brother. And like, and I'm standing there, and I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like I was like, you know, and like I can't make this shit up, dude. Like it sounds so weird. It sounded like the Parent Trap. We had camp the next week too. And so yeah, and so like I was looking at her, and I was just like, you mean this my older brother? Like I was the oldest one in the house. And then because I never knew my real dad or nothing. So like we have the same dad, and yeah, and it was just really weird, dude. So like we hung out a little bit during camp, even though we were in 2 different like age brackets or whatever. So whenever we had the time to overlap, we would kind of like kick it and get to know each other. And then the next summer, before I went into high school, we were going to go visit them. He lived in Nevada and I lived in California. And I had just gotten out of basketball camp. I went to the Sacramento Kings basketball camp that summer. And then the next week I went to the Shooters Academy. And then from there we went to, because it was right in Tahoe. So we went from there to Nevada. And so I was like ready, like, and he's my older brother. So my thought is, I got to get you on a basketball court. I'm gonna bust your ass. And so so this whole time I'm telling him, I'm like, bro, we got to play basketball. He's like, dude, I don't hoop for nothing. He played baseball, football, no hoops or nothing. And I was like, I don't care, dude. I'm gonna get him on court. And then like he's like, all right, I got to find some shoes or whatever. So he's digging under his bed, and like a movie moment, dude. Like he pulls out the Jordan 11, the black and reds, and I was like, what the like you don't play basketball, but you like you got those.
Oh man.
And
that's not right.
like, yeah, but dude, it was crazy, bro. And like And I was just like, dude, they were brand new, man. And like, I was just like, you don't even wear these things. And like,
Yo, if that happened
like,
to me, I'd be like, you know what? Never mind.
dude, like I was all over him. I was like, I can't believe, do you even know what you have? Like, it was just one of those weird things. And then at the end of the trip, he was just like, here, man, you can have them. And like, I was just like, nah, like you can't.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so
Hold on.
so, yeah,
You didn't say who won though. Who won?
Well, I won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No doubt.
But yeah, it was.
That wasn't the important part of the story, though, Brian.
It was not the important thing. No, that was my first pair of J's. That was a highlight of my life right there. And yeah, I recently told that story when that shoe retroed this last time, because they had the same box and all of that stuff. So it was like a real like I love it when they do all of that extra stuff.
Brought
You know
back
what I
all the
mean? Like
memories.
it really like brings those old juices flowing and stuff. And I was just like, man, dude, I remember all of this. But yeah, that was the pair that like when I wore that shoe, because I thought up tempos were dope and stuff. But when I wore that shoe, I was just like, bro, Jordans are comfortable, man. Like I'm not wearing anything but Jordans ever again. Freshman year was the year that they transitioned from the 12 to the 13, like as soon as school started.
Right.
And so everybody had the new Jordan, because that was the thing. And this is before like really like the retro thing and stuff. And I walked into school with these crispy black and red shiny patent leather 11s, dude. And I walked into school and everybody's like, what the how did you get those? Like those are like 2 years old. I was like, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like it's all good. And so yeah, and I wore them things to the ground, man. And it's just one of those things like you'll never forget, like that first pair, you know, that pair that made you feel like you could fly. And that was that. So yeah, it was cool.
Bro, like I made the statement, I think last week or the week before that. What was the feeling when you first put on Ultra Boost?
So the first boost experience I had was the energy boost. And that I thought was crazy because them things were like really springy. But it wasn't until I put on the Pure Boost, which was like the lifestyle model. And that one I was like, I can't believe, especially coming from Adidas, like I could not believe that foam could be that comfortable. Because back in, you know, my high school years,
Look at Brian.
like they didn't have their EVA and their Adiprene was a brick, dude. And so like it was just really weird. So yeah, I just thought that like that was like the future of kind of like foam innovation. And I had no idea that they were about to elevate the hell out of that stuff, because like Boost is like an afterthought right now, you know what I mean? And so yeah, the foam stuff that they've been able to do has been crazy.
Brian just trying to get his Ultra Boost is the best sneaker ever made.
Yeah, so I think the best midsole and the best way. So I would say right now they are. It's one thing to have a shoe that looks good, but another thing to have the shoe to feel so good. To me, at this age, I would go out there and just keep saying that Ultra Boost in any form is the best shoe ever to be made.
How much they paying you?
Yeah, for real. Like,
2 in a row?
You need
2 in a row,
you know
Brian?
what I mean? Like cut me in on the affiliate percentage. Like,
No, I said it one time just off the cuff. I'm gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna keep that's the greatest shoe of all time when it comes to midsole and the variants of what they do with it. So
Heelys.
I think that.
What about the Heelys?
Come on, man.
No.
Come on. We can't talk about innovation in soles and act like the Heelys ain't like. Come on, son.
But are they comfortable? They can't be comfortable running around on a roller skate.
Listen, Usher Raymond was able to slide across the dance floor. It didn't look uncomfortable.
Michael Jackson didn't need no wheels to do that.
Listen,
He might have.
He flew. No,
different over here.
Let me tell you this: if Derrick Rose had Ultra Boost in his basketball shoe, he would still be one of the greatest point guards of all time.
He would have been injured faster. Get out of here.
Too much cushion. Too much cushion.
Nah, I agree.
It depends. I nothing would have saved him. He's too fast. Your ligaments are just not made for that type of speed.
Yeah.
So yeah, and plus they stretch out all of their ligaments too. So like, because they're a lot taller than most of us, and so like they're they're a different breed, man. Those
Yeah.
guys got
Every once in a
crazy
while,
athletic bodies.
I'll throw up a Derrick Rose hype video just to get me going. It's better than
Derrick
coffee
Rose
sometimes.
He's still one of my favorites, man. I love that guy. He's
I
super
feel
nice too. That guy. I actually asked him about Boost. I asked him like during one of his recoveries. It was between the 6 and the 7, and I was asking him if Boost like helped him during his recovery, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Never mind." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Never mind." That was a dumb question. I know.
Yo,
So,
Brian, you have the Quantums. I have the Quantums too. Those are uncomfortable as heck, man, to play basketball in.
No, I
can't do it.
You said uncomfortable to play basketball in?
The Quantums? Yeah,
I never even tried them.
Oh, I tried. Don't.
I did try. I was sliding. That was the one court I was able to get into. So I was like, "Oh, I'm going to use these." I wasn't trying to spend like $300 sneakers and bring them outside. And so I was trying to test them out inside. I could not grip the floor for nothing, dude. And I was like, "What the?" Like, it's just really weird.
Well, so I'm saying in the casual sense, Ultra Boost is great, but I wouldn't play basketball. I play ball in LeBron.
Direct deposit.
I'm a heavy dude. Like, I'm tall and heavy. I need LeBrons to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, lower the
shit. Well, no, because like Boost changed. Like, without Boost, we wouldn't have the types of foams that we have. So, but I wouldn't give credit to Adidas though, just because they didn't make it. So, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, give credit to Nike for passing on it, like the fools that they are, and letting Adidas get that. Like, and I was just like, you mean like, and that like when they said that Nike passed on the show, I was like, you guys, what the man? Like, you could have just, like it was weird. So BASF is like a chemical company, and they came up with this material, and they were trying to license it out to all of the brands, not all of them, but like some of the brands. Also, a fun fact: Puma was the one to sign a licensing deal with them first, but it wasn't an exclusive deal, and so Adidas also signed with them and then pushed that to market hella fast. And so by the time Puma got it into their shoes, it looked like Puma bit Adidas when it was the other way around. Because those two brands got OG beef and their sibling rivalry and stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about shoes that changed the game for you, so I was like, let me throw that in there. Because
throw what in there, Brian? Throw what?
Yeah,
Can you say it one more time? Just cut the check.
man. But I do have to say, like, yo, Ultra Boost, like the way they make cold ready shoes, right? They make. I just had to say it, like, yo,
$5 donut.
All right, so we talked about before the again, like the community mindset that you had. It helped somebody like me who was, I had always been in the sneaker community, but now I wanted to contribute in a creative way. Like for you, like, do you have any advice or any, I would say, I don't know, like something that you can share to, I don't know, in the times that we're in where people are like, oh, there's a bunch of dishonest gain going on within this culture. Like, do you have any advice for people that are already in the sneaker game who are, what I'm saying, like let down by what's going on, or like even for your kids, like moving forward, like what would you say to, people like that?
Well, like my main thing, especially right now, is like, don't let nobody take your passion, right? So it's like you like let them win if you let them take what the stuff that you love. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't fight for it back. So like, like if I'm just gonna bow out and be like, you know what, man, I can't cop a shoe on Saturday or whatever because of bots and this, that, and the other, and the VP's kid and all that stuff. Like, if it's like that, then like a lot of people are like, yo, you know what I mean, and all of that stuff. But like, I don't know, like I'm a different kind of person, I guess, and I've always been like even though sometimes I want to quit, which over the years, like, man, I can't even. There's been lots of times over the last like 11 years that I just want to be like, you know what, all this, man, this is stupid. Like, why am I still doing this, right? But like at the end of the day, when like the camera's off, like the only thing that I can talk about is shoes. And so it's just like, it's so stupid at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I can't help it. So like,
right.
If it's all I talk about, then I might as well just keep working. You know what I'm saying? And so, so that's my main thing is like, if you really love something, because like we see the in everything, right? Whether it's like video games, technology, We're seeing this in the action figure / comic book world right now. You know, if you love it, you can't help it. Like, you're going to circle back around eventually, which is what I think I heard happen with Esteban or whatever, right? So like, it's just like if you love it, like, you're just going to come back anyway. So like, why not fight for it while you're here? You know what I'm saying? We're part of a community that is built on lies, right? Like marketing and
storytelling,
consumerism, storytelling, selfishness,
market manipulation.
Like who needs a pair of shoes for every day of the week for eternity? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? But like, that's how we feel though. Like, and that it's so weird because I'm constantly like in this battle with myself where it's like, yo, I remember seeing kids with that and me wanting that so bad, and now it's back, and so now I can get it. And then even now, like, you got to fight a little bit harder to get it because you got this other group trying to capitalize on your love for that thing. But at the same time, it's just like, yo, I got like 100 pairs of shoes. Like, do I really need that one? And it's no, and it's what we teach our kids and stuff. It's like, hey, that's a want, not a need. It's not a necessity at this point. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very difficult, even for me. Like, this is my job, so like I have to consume these products and stuff, and then make it interesting for people to even tune into the video. Because otherwise, I'm just that boring dude that you met like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, whatever. You know, being like, yeah, so this is an attraction. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I got to be able to like spice things up or whatever.
Those are deductions in this day and age right now.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, it's just what it is. And so it's like, it's really difficult to tiptoe that line of like, what is gluttony and what is fun, you know?
Right. I think collecting is fun. Like, that's something that I enjoy. I've enjoyed it even before sneakers. If it was card collecting, if it was, you know, collecting other stuff. I think the problem that I see, Brian, back to your point about art, is like when people were willing to spend a lot of money or invest a lot of capital in, let's say a Michelangelo or a Da Vinci, it was because it was so rare. In today's market, we're making, you know, general releases rare. Like, you can't get them. So you're turning like, you know, a painting that my 10-year-old did into a Da Vinci and saying, all right, everybody, you know, you want this. And the marketing kicks in and everybody is like, yeah, we all want this. It's like this fever pitch that's produced. And I think I just battle with like where the onus sits. Like, I know it sits in me personally, right? If I don't spend the money on it, then they can't have me. But at the same time, is there responsibility that others hold to create a better environment to do this?
There definitely is. And I'm not saying that I'm pretentious enough to be like, oh, that's my spot in this space or whatever. But like, again, like, at least I'm trying my best to not tell you to buy this. Like, that's not the goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to know what you're buying. That's the thing. So like, and
that's what
whatever shoe. Yeah, my bad, man. So, you know, like, I can't help that the brands are like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so dumb too, because it's like, bro, it doesn't matter what I say because they're selling out anyways. So like, you might as well let somebody that remembers this tell the story because you're too cheap to pay the athlete that originally sponsored it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, it's just a joke. So it's like, you don't have to pay the athlete if I'm telling the story because I'm not associated with any of you. You know, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's one of those things where it's so dumb, but like, you can't help but like be engulfed in it, you know? So it's like, I'm just trying my best to navigate in a way that keeps it as real as I remember it. So like, it's just interesting because like, now you're jaded, you're older, you see through the marketing and stuff like that, but you also talk about the marketing from the past, like pump it up, air it out, or you know, run faster, jump higher, stuff like that. And like, you believe that, you know, but you also have to let those new people know, like, hey, this is why the Air Jordan 3 back in '88 was cool. You know what I mean? It's not because it comes in a new blue colorway that everybody's talking about. It's because it was worn by the greatest basketball player of all time. You know what I mean? Like,
Preach.
So it's just, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a different thing. So it's like, you gotta be able to talk to them, I guess, like the new kids, but also talk to us, like the old heads, and be like, look, man, it's all good. Like, we're in the same pool here. Like, let's swim together. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I want to switch gears really quick, because we heard that you have your own signature shoe coming out, and being Chris of WearTesters, there's a different level of standard that your shoe will be held to because of the pedigree and because of the knowledge and because of the brand that you've built. So we know, we expecting premium materials. We're expecting it to be, the new Healy, like the most comfortable sneaker of all time. You know what I'm saying? And then
Ching.
also, that's right, Healy's, send me some bread. Also, in this space, we see a lot of content creators in the sneaker space create some terrible sneakers. So there also is that you're up against. It's got to not only be the most comfortable Healy we ever wore, it's got to be fly as can be. So what is the process that you are you're going through to develop this Nightwing?
Time out. I'm gonna interrupt. The best Nightwing collaboration was the brand black rare metal colorway. Like, I would call that the Nightwing signature. Anything else after that, I'm on the fence about, because that was that performed well and it looked good.
Mhm.
So let's not forget about brand black in that time period.
Word.
yeah, well, that's a good thing too, because like I want to be able to temper or level people's expectations. You know what I mean? Because like the collaboration side is different than the creator side. So it's like the collaboration thing was a brand that had money with funding and resources and R&D and all of this stuff. They had unlimited resources almost at that point in Brand Black's career, and so they were putting out some great products that performed really well, and they let me create colorways of those shoes and put my brand on it and my name on it, and it was really cool. It was really fun. What the signature side thing is something completely different, where we're taking an old school handmade in Portugal factory who's never made a basketball shoe ever or a performance shoe ever. It's only been lifestyle stuff. And they're like, hey, we want to make a basketball shoe and we want you or me to try and make it as best as we can, at least for this first run. And that's what that shoe is. So it's not going to be the Heelys of basketball or whatever, you know what I mean? Or it might actually, yeah, it would be. It would probably end up being the Heelys of basketball. But so you know what I mean? So like really like manage the expectations, because we have no Nike budget and stuff like that. But what we do have is a really great designer in Kato Choi. And so he designed the hell out of that shoe and it looks amazing. In my opinion, at least. So at least we got the fly aspect checked off. And then the premium materials is what I was really going for, which is like everything today is, well, I guess this is the newest Jordan. So like this is the 35, right? And it's got some nice suede right here, but everything else is mesh. Like you could see through the shoe, you know? And it's great that they put this back on there, but I come from an era like this where everything was leather, you know what I mean? And so like that's what I prefer to play in. And so my shoe back here, there's just a sample of it, but my shoe, like all of this is actual leather and suede. Like it's calf skin, it's really nice, it's premium. But we do have some of the lightweight aspect back here with the mesh and all of that stuff. And then we just got like, you know, cool signature touches, like a tongue that will like go anatomically with your ankle. And so we're happy with those things, but at the same time, like this is a court feel type shoe, so it's not going to be Ultra Boost, and it's not going to be a Nike React or any of that stuff. It's just as good as we can get it with what we had available. So yeah, so you know what I mean. So like it's as good as it can be for this one. What I'd be more excited for is once this is all done, what can we do now, and like really amplify if we can do a next one. So That's the thing.
Nice.
It's almost like every first shoe of everyone, we're like, this is like going to be like the Air Jordan 1 of, hopefully, you know what I mean? Where it's like, you look at it now and it's like, yeah, that was pretty basic, but it was dope, right? But 35 years later, whatever, they got like this, where you just like, dude, this thing's mad comfortable, even though there's barely any leather on it, but they mad comfortable, you know what I mean? So it's like, those are the things that we're looking for. So it's like, I hope that we can start something really cool with the brand, which is called We Are Underdogs, where again, this is their first performance shoe of anything. And so, yeah, so it's not going to be a competitor to a Kyrie or anything like that, but it's just something small. It's something fun. It's something cool. It brings premium materials back to performance footwear, which is something that I wish other brands would do, because it's not like it's going to kill the budget or anything, you know what I mean? But that marketing spin of like lightweight needs to be there and this, that, and the other, when it was really just cost cutting, and they were marketing it to you as a performance benefit. And it's just like, you know, all of these, again, these lies, and we have to just know, like, okay, like the new kids like playing in socks. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I like playing in shoes, you know? So like, we have to like balance it and stuff. So yeah.
And so I would be remiss if I didn't ask how you've approached sneakers with your kids. Like, how kind of you've introduced them to that. And like
Jordan's from year zero, dude. Jordan's from year zero.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had Jordans picked out for my daughter before we even knew that she was a girl. Like, it's I was on it. I couldn't afford nothing for me. I was buying them for her.
So they share that passion. They get excited about sneakers.
Not anymore. Like when they were young, my daughter used to like enjoy wearing the new shoe and stuff like that. But she's also a girl, so like she would, you know, want to wear like girly shoes and stuff. And I was like, "Are you sure you don't want the Jordans over there?" She's like, "No, man, I like these like light up, you know, Skechers and shit." And I was like, "Oh, cool," you know. And so like you try to and be like, okay, you know. And then she's gotten older and stuff. So now she's into she's in high school, so she's into that hype beast thing. So she's all about Chucks, white on white, Air Forces, Vans, you know, the stuff that we grew up wearing and stuff. The Carhartt, Converse and stuff like that. So like she's into those things, and I think that's cool, at least just because at least you're into something, you know, like you want to be able to express yourself some way, somehow, and usually your footwear is like the best way to do it. So so I like that. And then my son loves Jordan 1s, man. Like that kid wears Jordan 1. But the funny thing is, it's not because of MJ, man.
Needs are high.
It doesn't matter when you're a kid; they all look the same. So when they're that small, they all look the same, man. But
your eyebrows went all the way like
that.
Yeah. And Chris, it wouldn't be a Dad's Got Kicks podcast if we didn't debate highs and mids. It's just a thing.
Hey, my thing is that my first pair of Jordan 1s was a mid. It was the 01 Black and Royal, and they were like a mid cut. And then Jordan's PE was also a mid cut. And from that 01 era to, when did the first Jordan 1 high OG come out? 2015, something like that, 2013?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. So like from 01 to whenever, 2000, whatever, all we had were mids. And that's just all we had. That's it. You didn't have an option. You know what I mean? Like when the black toe Jordan 1s came out, it was packaged with, it was the old love, new loves. There's the black and yellow joints is a new crazy colorway for the motorsport team, and then the black and red, or the black toe Chicago joints. And that's my favorite colorway of the ones. And so like I was just like, yo, I need this pack, bro. Like I need it. And I remember my friend, I found it on eBay for a good price, but I didn't even want the black and yellow ones. I was like, hey, my friend Kenny, I was like, you want to split this pack with me, dude? And he was just like, sure. So we split. I was like, cool, man. And I took the other ones. And then so yeah, so like mids is just that's all I know, you know? And then when they remastered the shoe to the OG high form or whatever, I was like, well, that's cool. Like, you know what I mean? But then I didn't realize it's going to be impossible to buy the goddamn thing. So it's like, you know, like I was just like, oh, it's great that you're bringing the shoe out for fans that can't get them, you know? And they know this too. And they don't give a because they're just like, what's that? I don't hear that all that money's in the bank. It's making too loud. I can't hear. To tiptoe that line of like love and hate or passion or gluttony, you know what I mean? Wants and needs. Like it's really difficult, especially as a parent, because you need to teach your kid that you can't get everything. You know what I mean? Like you have to work for stuff. Right. You have to earn it. You can't just like, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard right now. Like my kids ask me every day, my son, he's just like, hey, can I work for you for something? I'm just like, what do you want now, dude? He's like, oh, this skin on Fortnite. It's just like, dude, there's a new skin every day, dog. Like, you know what I mean? And then like he thinks that like, because his chore is garbage. He takes out the garbage today. He's like, hey, Dad, can I get paid now? I'm just like, your thing's on Friday, dude. Payday's on Friday. You know, like,
so let's stay right there. So what advice would you give to a future parent, right?
Don't have kids.
That loves it. Okay.
That's,
wait. Oh, no,
that's it. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to wrap that.
Yo,
that's
Matt
the easiest
is,
way to avoid it. Don't have kids.
They're 9 months in. They love sneakers. What are you telling them? To have that healthy relationship, because you were just talking about that healthy relationship, the healthy balance. Go.
I'm gonna stay away.
Okay, so this is something that even I need to take my own advice on, but it's something that somebody told me too. Is that so like you have, where I grew up a certain way, right? And then we all grew up a certain way and everything. And so I didn't get everything I wanted. I wanted everything, but I only got what I got, right? And I was happy with that. But I'm in a fortunate position where I can get my kids anything they want. And I do. And it's not a good thing. You know, like just don't do that, because then they don't know what it's like to lust after something so badly that it drives you to be better at something.
You don't have to work hard for things anymore. You know, it's just
and everything's in the palm of their hand. Yeah, like if they need to know something, it's the internet's there.
Remember waiting to find out an answer to a question you had on Monday? And you're like,
yo, dude,
I'll ask around, maybe at school, maybe somebody knows, or I'll go to the library, or, you know, I'll go to the barbershop and ask the question. And then sometimes you just don't get the answer.
Nowadays, like, you remember skipping school, and it took a long time for them to find out. You know what I mean? Now I get a text message like right away. I'm just like, where you at? We're in distance learning, bro. You in the room right over there. But yeah, man, it's just a different time. You know what I mean? And yeah, everything's so instant.
Everything is
instant gratification. Like they get mad. Like I can't binge the next season of Stranger Things. It's like, yeah, man, you gotta wait for them to make that thing. Why isn't it ready now? Because dude, they gotta work, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They get all mad. It's just like WandaVision's only out once a week. I'm just gonna wait for it to end. And I'm like,
imagine
man,
VHS tapes
Friday.
Today. It's like, okay,
real.
I want to watch it again. You have to rewind it.
You gotta rewind it.
How long is
that
going to
take? 5 minutes.
Let's buy a new one.
Don't lie. You know when you rented it from the Blockbuster that you were pissed if someone didn't rewind it before you put it in.
That's a fact.
You know?
Look, man, sometimes your VCR's rewind button breaks and you don't want to hand spin that thing. You know what I mean? So like, just be like,
quarter,
I'll take the fee.
You put the quarter in the one side, and then yeah, man, I've been
or the key, and it breaks off the little white tab, and then you think, man,
right?
You can't play it no more.
That's it.
Word. Oh man, Chris, man, thanks so much for joining us, man. We appreciate you being here. This is definitely a milestone episode for us. But before we let you go, let us know what you got going on. What's coming down the pike?
Nothing really. I'm just like I'm just still working, like trying to get there's a lot of shoes that come out, so we're trying to review as many as possible. I'm just happy to be able to be in a position where that is my job. So I'm like real fortunate, real grateful. For everybody that tunes in, watches, reminisces with us. I appreciate everybody a ton. I'm trying to get my own podcast going. So hopefully I'll be able to do that soon. I got all the damn equipment. I just got to sit down and do what you guys do. So, but until then, you can catch me guesting on everybody else's podcast. So, you know, so it's always fun to be able to meet everybody and all of that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing right now. And, just trying to stay healthy and sane because it's difficult right now. So yeah, but thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Thanks for coming on. And when you do launch your pod, feel free to come back on here and tell everybody, you know, to leave our pod and go check out your pod.
For sure. I'll definitely do that.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks so much.
You too. Thank you, guys.
All right. As always, we can't thank you enough for tuning in. We can't thank you enough for all the love and support If this is your first time, second or third time checking out this pod and you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You're here now. You got to the end of the pod, so obviously you rock with us. Make sure on whatever platform you're listening or you're watching or you're tuned in, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, leave a comment, rate us. Follow us on the gram. Dad's Got Kicks on Instagram. It goes down. We have a lot of fun there as well. Check out our .com, dadsgotkicks.com. Dope merch there. New merch coming soon. And as always, thanks so much for checking us out. Peace.
Peace.